My dad always says when you heat with a wood-burning stove, you get warm 3 times, and it is so true. We've heated our home with a wood-burning stove since I was a kid, and I have absolutely loved it, and I still continue to love it. I'm going to share with you guys why you need a wood-burning stove and how you can also get warm 3 times. If we haven't met yet, I am Deanne from Hummingbird Acres, and this is our place to share our homesteading adventures with you guys and to hopefully inspire you with some of the things that we're doing that maybe you can do them as well. So let's jump into why you need a wood-burning stove. The biggest advantage of using a wood-burning stove is the quality of heat that comes from a stove. A wood-burning stove uses radiant heat, which warms the area around the stove instead of pushing or blowing the warm air through your house like a conventional heating system would. So with a wood-burning stove, you're warming the area around and it's just radiating out. There are many times, many nights, that we can get this stove so warm that it heats our living room to 85 degrees in the middle of winter. I mean, it could be 20, 22 degrees outside, and the living room is 85, and the rest of the house is a very comfortable 70, 75 degrees. So a wood-burning stove has definitely a different heat that is going to be more like of a warmer heat instead of a cooler heat that comes from blowing warm air through a system. I have to say the radiant heat is probably my favorite aspect of a wood-burning stove. Even now, and as a kid, I loved waking up on Christmas morning and the house just being so warm and so cozy. And it was just my absolute favorite thing that when I did move out for a couple of years and we had forced heat, or I think we had gas heat, I'm not 100% sure what we had, but I missed it so much that I begged to come back every year and spend the night on Christmas Eve so that I could experience that warm, radiant heat in the morning. Another thing with using a wood-burning stove in a positive is it's much better for the environment. And it's much better for the environment compared to your natural, like gases, your coal, your oil. So wood is, when it's burned, it is considered carbon neutral. So it's not adding any more carbon monoxide, there you go, I got it, carbon monoxide to the air. So it is carbon neutral and just much better off for the environment. Not only is it much better for the environment, but you're also going to get more bang for your buck with heat. The cost per BTU when heating with natural gas and wood has a much higher BTU for a lower cost point. So you're going to be saving money when you're using a wood-burning stove, especially if you can harvest the wood from your own property. We do this a lot. We have a lot of hardwoods on our property, and when they get either too close to the house or they're getting too big and they might fall, we will cut them down and then use that wood to heat our fireplace, to heat our house, to put in our fireplace and heat our house. So we are actually saving money. That is heat that we don't have to pay for at all, except for maybe a couple pennies here and there for the chainsaw or labor if we need help with labor. Another great convenience of a wood-burning stove, especially one like this is a Vermont casting. This is our second wood-burning stove in this house. The first wood-burning stove we had, my mom and dad bought used when they built the house, and it was a great stove. It was a Vermont casting as well. It was just older, and the seal started to break on it. Not necessarily break, but the seal started to leak. So instead of getting them fixed, my mom and dad opted to buy this new one. I do have to say that this one is so much more efficient than the old one. This one, we can definitely get our house to 85 degrees in no time. The other one, would get the house warm, but not necessarily 85 degrees. When the house is 85 degrees, I kind of miss the old one because 85 in the middle of winter is a little bit too warm for me. But that being said, this stove, this type of stove, and the way this works is great for cooking. So we often lose power. Our road is very wooded and all of the power lines are overhead. So anytime a tree falls because of a storm, we lose power. And when we lose power, for us, it's not that big of a deal because we have our wood burning stove and cast iron. So I am able to use this to cook on if for if at any chance we lose power. So not only is this wood burning stove great for putting our cast iron skillets on and cooking dinners and meals and even putting our Dutch ovens on and cooking when the power goes out. But when the power goes out, we always have heat because the wood burning stove is radiant heat. So it's heating the air around and not relying on electricity to push the air, the warm air, through the house. So wood burning stove is great in emergency situations when, say, the power goes out. And now, what I know you've all been waiting for, the 3 ways that you can get warm when you use a wood burning stove to heat. So the first way you're going to get warm when you use a wood burning stove is when you are splitting the firewood. Now this could be cutting the trees down or even just splitting the wood. You're going to work up a sweat and you're going to get warm, I promise. Now the second way you are going to get warm when heating with a wood burning stove is when you are stacking all of that wood so that it can dry out just a little bit, or dry out so that you can use it in the stove, and just so it kind of cures a little bit. So that's your second way. Stacking the wood, you are going to work up a sweat. Most likely you're going to be moving the wood from one location to another. So you're going to get nice and warm then. And the third way that you are going to get warm when using a wood burning stove is when you actually make a fire in it and you get to sit back and enjoy it. The radiant heat is just going to warm you up. It's going to make you nice and cozy and really just enjoy those cold winter nights. So those are just some of the reasons why I love heating our house with a wood burning stove. If you have not considered heating your house with a wood burning stove, I highly suggest you do your research and look into it. You will not regret it, I promise. If you have any questions or comments about how we heat with our wood burning stove or just about our stove in general, please leave them below. We would love to answer them for you. Thank you guys so much for visiting the farmhouse today. If you want to see more of our farmhouse, check out this video here, and we will talk to you guys soon.